Leos, hello, hello, my loves. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Leos, we have the judge in the underworld, Gnosis and the animal. I want to say it was a Leo read recently, this idea of being a bad judge. Leos, the underworld is just, I don't know, because I think of it like in terms of judgment, right? We can be influenced to make judgments in our lives if we are constantly surrounded by poor choices, poor decisions. It becomes one of those things where you're choosing the lesser of two evils almost. Like it feels like this. Well, which scenario is the least detrimental of all of these scenarios? Like, how can we do this in a way that will be, like, I don't know, because it's like when you're facing destruction. And I think we've faced a lot of destruction in the past, however many years, And I think that when you're facing a lot of destruction and you are constantly situated in a lesser of the two evils, you find that your judgment is not always ideal. And it plays itself out in that it cycles itself out. You get caught in a cycle of a style of judgment that like is not beneficial. And then you have the gnosis, which is, a deep inner knowing, cyclical learning, and the animal, always comes through as very loyal, very dedicated, very attuned. But I feel like you've attuned your skills through a process of judgment that I think presented itself in a cyclical manner. Whew, let's do clarifiers because that feels heavy. Okay, Leos. We're here for it. We're doing the things. Okay. And we get a stack, a whole damn stack. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, I think there is a recognition of a need to leave things behind. I think that there are times when we need to release things, and because we're in a habit of judgment, we'll release them with this judgment attached to them. And what we're doing is we're releasing the judgment, but we've attached it to something in a way that enables us to, like, I almost feel like actually cut a cord. And I feel like this judgment is, I don't know, playing itself out, I suppose, is like what I would say this feels like, because I don't feel like there's a lot more to say about it. Something's ended. Something is ending. Something is no more. Something is like, that was a bad judgment call on my part. Okay, so how could that play out? That could be like you go to do something that like, this is a career I've had over and over and over and over again. Like, so I'm comfortable with it. I'm familiar with it. I do it even though I know that I don't like it. Like, even though I know part of me loves it, part of me just like, oh, why am I doing this to myself? Like, It's equal parts. So it's bad judgment, but I do it anyways because it's easy, right? That's coming to an end. Taking the good and going. Like it wasn't working for a reason. And I feel like, maybe those reasons were playing themselves out as poor judgment, but like, how can you be a poor judge if you're like, well, this is a good job and it's, it's respectable and it makes money and, like I'm practicing good judgment. Why is this such bad judgment? Well, because it drains me mentally and emotionally and it sucks up all of my creativity. And then by the end of the day, I'm tired and I don't wanna, you know what I mean? Like practicing good judgment in a way that brings things to an end, because I think that part of that is like you can justify it. I can justify making this decision because of all of these other things. And I feel like you're no longer justifying making decisions because of all of these other things, because all of these other things, like there's not a balance there. It was super out of balance there, wherever that was for you. But I don't think that that's going to remain the case. You have the high priestess and the magician, the king of pentacles, the fool, the knight of wands, the two of pentacles, and the page of swords. I mean, I just feel like Leos, whatever these bad decisions have been for us, just kind of like, I'm sure we've all got our bad judgments, but I feel like leaving those things behind as things come to an end and going in the directions that I feel like there's almost the sense of, well, that was kind of what I wanted to do the whole time. I felt like I needed to make all of these other decisions for all of these other reasons. And I was not being a good judge about that, like that was on me. Right. But I just kind of feel like whatever it is that you've been committed to through all of these judgment processes is what you're kind of, I almost feel like this sense of recommitting to it, because there is, that this is always kind of like a contract card to me. So I feel like there's a sense of recommitting to something that enables you to move forward with it without all of like the package of this but bad judgment that was being passed for whatever reason or justification it is that we had to make that judgment at that point in time. It's kind of like moving on. That's what it feels like. Okay. Leos. I mean, it's excited. I feel excited. I just feel like I'm excited for this next thing. Okay. Four of Swords, Temperance, Three of Cups, the Emperor. Well, I mean, the confusion that came with all of this bad judgment that we were making for reasons that we had plenty of reasons to make these judgment calls. They just weren't always the best judgment calls. It is what it is. And I think when you start to really make sound judgment calls, practice sound judgment, and things come back into balance, I just feel like a lot of reason for celebration. I think that when we're not weighed down with all of these bad decisions, because honestly, I think for a lot of us, it's like, this isn't me trying to make bad decisions, like this is me actively trying to make good decisions, you know what I mean? And feeling like, like, why is this not working? Why is this bad? Like, how is this bad? But I think it was bad because we weren't really listening to ourselves. We were making judgment calls on behalf of other people's opinions, on behalf of other people's ideas or beliefs around us. I think that's a lot of the reason why we ended up golden bubbling ourselves for a while. We needed to be in the golden bubble where nobody else could get in, where it was like, okay, like this isn't about anybody but me. And nobody else can make it about anybody but me. Like this is my safe space. And I feel like when we were in our safe space for a while, we were just kind of figuring out what needed to go and why it needed to go and what wasn't working and why it wasn't working. And I think that as we figure those things out, there's a sense of uncovering like what it is that we've been truly dedicated to through this process of clearing out the bad judgment that we were actively engaged in and going toward, I think, what we've sincerely wanted to manifest in our lives. And I love that. Okay, Leos. We good. Let's see what else we can get here for Leos. I'm hungry, you guys. I'm gonna go eat. Okay. The judgment. We got judgment twice. But I love that you have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Because I feel like there's a lot of healing that's occurring for us, Leos. And I think that the judgments, the decisions that we're making, they're no longer coming from a place of confusion. I think they're coming from a place of balance and an understanding of what it is that we're truly dedicated to. And I think that opens a lot of doors for us. And I love that. I hope so very much that this resonates with you all. But let's do one last card. The Offering. Well, yeah, I mean, it does. It feels like doors are opening, like I didn't even have to try for that. That just like came to me. Whoa, dope. You know what I mean? Love those moments. But I feel like that's just kind of this, I don't know, when you no longer feel the need to because being in a position of judge puts you in a position of control. When you no longer feel the need to judge people in an attempt to control them, your light shines through. And I feel like we've been going through a process of a lot of just like killing our own egos. Like an ego death, right? And I think that through this ego death, we've experienced a lot of release. And I think that, like as we experience this release, things are just being like, doors are being opened to us. And I love that. Leos, if this does resonate with you, please do give me a like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for spending some time with me and sharing your energy with me. I will see you all again soon. Bye.